with 30-year-olds. That sounds really bad.
Wait,
Beard.
Bobby, are you talking about the prison where everybody ganged up on me yesterday and made me really mad and I stormed out? Are you talking about that place?
1 second, Vivek. I gotta fart.
He's been spending too much time in prison. Do you hear that?
Yeah, it just lets your air breathing. It's crazy.
Do you want to just go up?
Oh.
Yeah.
What an asshole. What a motherfucker, dude. Fuck you.
Loser POV, loser POV, loser
Shut
POV.
the hell up.
Loser POV.
I'll get my
Loser
payback.
POV,
You'll
loser-
see when
I
get a
love
new
squeaks
ID.
on NoPixel.
At it again, man. 2 streams in a row. All right, last stream we played Jump King. We played every fucking Getting Over It, Pogo Stuck, difficult game about climbing, and now we've brought it back to the god of all Fadian games, Sisyphus himself. So I'm assuming you gotta push a boulder up a very big hill with many different challenges, and then sometimes the boulder's gonna go all the way back down, and you gotta fucking restart, and no one else is gonna play this game. You're just gonna watch me play this game, send a bunch of TTS messages to annoy me along the way. The only thing that's making me excited to do this is that there's an opportunity for me to do it faster than Lyric, Squeaks, and Forsen, which feels good. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel strong. So that's exactly my goal. Let's jump into it. Press E to open the control guide. I'm good. No, I got it. I see. Oh, look, I saw it. Okay, cool. Press Alt F4. Dude, I'm 28 years old. Like, with all due respect, what the fuck are you trying on me? All right, this boulder's actually a little bit unruly. This is actually a pain in the ass. I do not like pushing this damn boulder up the hill.
Ludwig,
Whoa,
I
whoa,
love this
speed boost.
stream, but the wait is making me hungry. I think I want fresh pickles, 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 fresh pickles.
Shut the fuck up!
Fresh pickles.
Sorry.
Fresh pickles.
Sorry.
Fresh pickles.
I'm not tilted. However, I have noticed, so there's a run and a walk. If I push the boulder while running, it's a little more unruly as opposed to if I push it while walking. But walking is going to take longer. If I was Sisyphus, I might just keep my country ass at the bottom of the mountain. Eat whatever the land has to offer. Sleep under the stars. Jerk my shit at night. Wait, why don't I just grind the wall? Now we're thinking. Greek gods are so weird because, like, Sisyphus would just murder everybody who came to his town. And they're like, hey, man, that was fucked up. Your punishment is you have to lift this big boulder. And then, what's that motherfucker? Prometheus, who gave everybody fire? They just basically put him in hell and just whipped him every fucking day of his life for eternity. And it's like, damn, I feel like, all things considered here, this isn't really... Like, I'm sorry, what did Sisyphus have to do again? Sorry, what are we doing to me? You're eating my liver every day with a bird? Okay. Okay, I don't really love this section. Wait for it. Wait for it. But I wasn't even there. But I wasn't. Wait, I'm going to go over the boxes. I think I can cheese it. What? What? Why would it spawn there? Bro, this is insane. This is so unlucky. This is so insane. Yeah, of course. And you're doing tricks on it, too. Yeah, thanks for the picture-in-picture. No, I did see my ball fly away. I appreciate the picture-in-picture close-up like we're watching the Masters. Press E to open control guide. It's kind of insulting. Like, I understand that's only there because the dev just has that pop up when you're at the start of the area. But, like, the fact that it says, hey, do you want to take a look at the controls again after you fail is, like, kind of insulting. Like, the issue was that I didn't know to press W key. Do you think these barrels explode the rock in the wrong direction, or can I use them to my advantage? Like, do you think I could explode it forward? Try it? I'm really scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really scared. I really don't want to try it.
What happened to you?
It worked! Hold up. I have developed a new stratagem. Wait, no. This is a bad idea. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to launch it into another red barrel. And then it's going to go off the side. And then it's going to fuck me. So we did the 1. We can feel good about that. We're heroes, but we don't need to do 2. Fuck! Fuck! Wait, check me out. Why did I do that? No! Hit a red barrel. Hit a red barrel. I can say this. What? How is it all the way down there? How is it all the way down there, though? How is it all the way down there, though?
Sell to millions of people online with Shopify's social media and marketplace integrations. You can sell your products directly on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and reach
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. It's almost a fucking miracle how they've timed that. No, don't show me the fucking picture-in-picture. Wait, what? Wait. Wait! You can use the left and right click of your mouse to change This is the first time I'm realizing that I read the controls. You can literally just hold W and then left and right click. Oh my god, oh my god. I feel like the ice section isn't bad at all. Like, of course this game has an ice section because every fucking game made by any developer, when they run out of ideas, is an ice section. But I feel like there's actually no difference. Ew, it sounds like sloppy mac and cheese. Dude, this section was insanely bad. Hold on, I just gotta talk about this. That section was insanely dumb. Whoever edits this, you can just 3x speed that. It's just walking, and that is it. It did nothing at all. There was no that was crazy. It just made sloppy pussy sounds every 5 seconds. Are you a grower or shower? That question's always perplexed me, because who's a shower? It's like, hey, does your penis naturally grow when blood goes there, or do you show your cock to people? Yeah, no, it doesn't grow at all, even a little bit, but I do show everybody my penis, yeah. Show them what it looks like, just the whole cock and ball. So, look, I like to whine and kvetch about Twitter like everybody else, but I am still an avid Twitter user. And part of the reason I like Twitter is because I feel like it keeps me up to date on things that happen in the world. And part of the way that happens is by the trending tab. But recently the trending tab changed, and it's now fitting my interests, which it's kind of accurate in hitting, but it pisses me off because now my trending tab is like VCT Sentinels defeated. I don't fucking go to Twitter for this. I know, I watched. Tell me what's happening in the world. Tell me about the shit that everyone else is talking about. Having said that, Elon Musk is in my dream poker rotation. Ew. Well, hear out my reasoning. Hear out my logic. There's an excerpt in Elon Musk's biography written by the great Walter Isaacson about a poker game he played at a friend's house. And so he basically shows up to his friend's house. They're all playing poker. And he's like, what's this? And they're like, we're playing poker. Do you want in? And he's like, sure. And the buy-in's like 10 bands or something. And then the first hand, he goes all in. Instantly loses. And then he's like, can I buy back in? And everyone else is like, sure. And then he goes all in again. And he proceeds to do it like 8 times in a row until he wins. And then immediately gets up from the table and cashes out. Every time I think of it, it's like, it's the most insane thing ever. It's like the worst vibes ever. It is deplorable poker behavior. It is basically how children play when they have no concept of money. He just has no concept of money because he's a billionaire. Oh, dude, an ice section. That's so fucking smart and fun. Thoughts on the eclipse? Yo, Ludwig, thoughts on the Earth's cycle around the sun? What do you mean it's cool? I mean, it's like, what do you mean comment? I agree it's cool, but it's like, it's just a natural phenomenon of our universe. I just find that my opinion's not that valuable in every situation. That was like a Flintstones character the way he ran on that. I'm assuming these giant Yellowstone-esque geysers will shoot my ball up in a way I don't want it to. Test it? Nah. I'll let Squeaks test that. Okay, I tested it for you guys. Fuck that. Fuck, that's unlucky. Wow! What an unlucky starting spot! That's insane! That's insane! That's so fucked! Oh, God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. That was so fucked up, though. Holy shit. Oh my god. I know this is a cash grab from the dev, but fuck that. A water section? Wait, whoa, wait. What is this? Occasionally while walking, I just start slipping. It looks like, dare I say, it is ice. Maybe it's slick oil? It does sound like a movie theater floor. The back row specifically, yeah. Definitely a back row situation. I remember one time in college, I met this girl, and our whole friend group went to watch Monsters University, and she made a move on me and put, like, her hand on my thigh, and then, like, I held her hand, and then we kissed, and she wanted to keep making out, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I really want to watch Monsters University, so I shut that shit down. And I'm glad I did, because, you know, it was pretty enthralling. Like, if you pay for an AMC movie ticket to watch a damn Pixar movie, you should get the value of knowing what happened in the movie. 60% achieved, that's it?
I am moving to a new state for an internship this summer, but the only friends I've made are foreign, so this month will probably be the last I'll ever see them in person. I'm in first stage of grief, lol.
That is a bummer. But hey, if you made friends once, you can't. Stop talking to me! I'm watching this instead of doing my math homework. I would like to pride myself on the fact that I don't think I'm just one of those school's a waste of time Andes. I actually found school to be very valuable and enlightening. And I think people delude themselves into thinking that their potential, that their set is so great by teachers, parents, etc., is like more important than actually having discipline. Having said all that, I think most math classes I've ever taken in my life are not really valuable to me anymore. It is the one subject where we kind of figured it out with calculators. Ah! So you don't really need it. Unless you go into some deeper studies of math. Find the derivative. Exactly. Finding derivatives, FOIL, it doesn't come up, man. It just doesn't come up. I'm sorry to say. Get off! That's fine, that's fine. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Perhaps if I calculated the y equals mx plus b of the trajectory, I could have made it... I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's lava, and if I touch the lava, I'll die. Can I just walk on the lava, by the way? I've been, like, doing all this fucking extra work of not going on the... I mean, yeah, I can tank that. Oh, wait, no, I can't. Why did I think I could? Fuck. What the fuck? Why are you 50-50ing the rail? Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We got saved. No, no, no. It's so miserable. It's so miserable. I don't like having to carry this boulder up the mountain. Stop that boulder! He stole my purse! No! Oh my god.
Oh Lord, for only you know the way. No, it doesn't apply to this god. We revere and...
No! Fuck! The running back is the worst part. The running it back, I hate it. I hate it. Dude, you guys are actually psychopaths. I've seen so many comments from the sideline like, damn, wish this game punished you harder. Like, motherfucker, you're not playing it. You're the type of motherfuckers to watch football and be like, yeah, they should hit each other harder. I just liked it better. And then all the football players are like, hey, we are dying from brain injury. And you're like, no, I wasn't really asking about that. I just wish you guys hit each other harder is what I said.
You are now manually breathing and you can feel your left thigh become itchy.
Okay, this is fun, You are now aware of the fact that the housing crisis is not going to stop and you'll never be able to afford a home in America, and income inequality will forever daunt your life. We don't have to do this! Oh, baby. Oh, what the fuck am I looking at? There's still so much more? I always imagine Sisyphus on a damned hill. I didn't think it was like some magneticist tectonic plate display. I guess it's also a hill. I feel like we're close. Are those rupees? What? 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 No, I didn't even touch anything! That's such a fucking joke! You threw? I got scammed. I got cheated. If that's throwing, then like we just have different definitions of different words. I was literally betrayed, hoodwinked, led astray, taken for a fool, bent over the barrel. Like, I don't know how to phrase it. Okay. All right, we made it to the final section. What do the rupees do? Can I collect them? Or can I ignore them completely? Yeah, I'll ignore them completely. Thank you very much. What do the red ones do? Let's read. They fuck me. They fuck me is what they do. That's fun. There's another section? How much left is there, man? Fuck. 80%. Let's do quick math. It's taken me about 2 hours. Let's just say 2 hours because it took me 30 minutes to figure out the tutorial to get to where I am right now. If it took that long... Calculating. Fuck, math maybe is useful.
I bet LeBron would have finished this game by now if he were in your body.
LeBron says something funny on his podcast. He goes, the way I look at the game of basketball is kind of like chess. Like I'm playing chess out there. And then he paused and he goes, I've never played chess, but people said I'd be very good at chess if I were to have played chess. And I was like, all right. I feel you, LeBron. I think the same thing. We are not too different, you and I. So you're telling me when Zeus set up the path for Sisyphus, he was just like, yeah, we'll make it look like hellfire, volcanoes, and then a nice bamboo section with some tatami mats. I'm quite partial to the Japanese infrastructure and general architectural design. What the fuck is this? I'm just gonna ride the side, baby. Can't go wrong, riding the side. Come on, push. Oh, dude, I fucking was afraid of that happening. You know what, fuck riding the side. Let's go down the middle. I can see the lightning bolt. It's so big. We're so close. What, is this the Crest toothpaste section? Look, I got no complaints. It's kind of easy. I'm not even, my hand's off. This W key only simulator. God, there's still so much left. This lightning bolt, I thought it was at the end. It's not even at the end. Touch the bolt, it gives you power-ups. Yeah, you've sold that. How much more is there? I feel like I've been climbing for hours. I have been climbing for hours, but I feel like it. Dude, what if the game was an auto-generated Sisyphus boulder push simulator? It just keeps going, and the leaderboard is about who has the most perseverance. I guess that literally is Subway Surfers, now that I think about it. I think I see the end. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like it crests up at the top. Maybe 2 more sections? Wait, are these guys sentient? What? Stop! Away! Away! Okay, I'm not gonna lie, these rocks don't do anything. These guys are not very strong. Okay, we are not close. What the fuck, dude? Every time I reach a section, it just looks like there's another 4 sections. Wait, no, I see it. Do you guys... Ah! Ah! No! No! Please! I'll do anything! Golem. Fuck you. We did get very lucky. There's definitely a universe that could have gone all the way back. I think if it went all the way back, we are done. Okay, I think I'm just gonna avoid you, like the plague.
New Mexico is where it all started. Climbing with my dad.
No. Oh my god, fuck, that was terrifying. I'm assuming these giant pools of what seem to be beautiful golden ambrosia will fuck me up. Why'd that happen? Wait, where's it falling? Wait, no. No! Why doesn't it stop at the rocks? Alright, well, it's not going to be a sub 3-hour run. This game doesn't seem good to speedrun, I'm assuming. Unless there's some, like, secret trick to go way faster, which I'd be interested to see. But it seems like even if you run it perfectly, it would just take you an hour of holding the W key. Yes! Yes! on, man. What is this? Is it a trick? Will something fall from the sky? Is it a victory road? I know something's gonna happen, chat. I know it's just not a walk in the park fucking picking daisies to look all pretty for Big Daddy Zeus. Wait, chat, is it over? Is it actually over? That's right, baby. It's light work, man. It's light work. Look, I know a lot of these other streamers, they struggle with these Fadian games, these Sisyphean games, if you will. Not us, not over here, man. Perseverance, willpower, an unwavering desire to complete the goal. Watch out, watch out. Watch out for what? Watch out for what? Don't fucking lie to me here. Don't lie to me in...
Golem number 2 incoming.
There's not a second golem. All right, wait, chat. How many gifted for me to jump off? Like, what if how many gifted me to push the boulder off right now? It's like a TikTok live stream. Wait, if you guys donate 1 galaxy, I'll push the boulder off. Wait, isn't the whole myth of Sisyphus that he can't even end? That he gets to the very, very top and it all resets? Probably not in this one, though. Nah, this is probably one with a really clean, succinct ending where I put the boulder at the top and then I sit on it and I watch the world. Zeus! Almighty Zeus! I have brought you the... Checks notes. Boulder you requested. I've climbed past volcano, giant stone golems, bamboo, and tatami mats alike. Mount Olympus, here it is. Wait, I actually fucking did it. Sisyphus, you finally reached the summit. Sisyphus, what meaning can you find in this endless suffering? Ooh, okay. Option 1, I wait for death. Option 2, I will roll the rock up 10,000 times. Option 3, the gods will set me free. And option 4, I acknowledge meaninglessness. Like, okay, if I was answering for me and this was actually Zeus and I was actually Sisyphus, I think I answer number 2. I'd say, Zeus, I find joy in this act. The same way a baker enjoys getting up in the morning to make delicious, beautiful bread, the same way a barber enjoys clocking in to cut all the beautiful people's hair is the same way I will enjoy rolling the boulder up the mountain. But I feel like in the context of this game, I don't want them to send me all the way back down. I feel like they're going to send me all the way back down. I don't want to do that. Chat has decided number 4. I mean, look, if we don't like it, we can just bring the boulder all the way back up. We'll just carry the boulder all the way back up. No, that'll be chill. Sisyphus, what meaning can you find in this endless suffering? I acknowledge meaninglessness. And I also pursue unconditional joy in the moments between life and death. It seems you found the meaning of your life. Not even this punishment can dominate you. I must reflect on this too. The time has come. I will send down the boulder, so push it back up again. Wait. Wait, dude, why? Like, let's get a lunch first, you know? You did not give up amidst the endless repeating challenges. And in that process, you discovered true happiness. We support your life, constantly striving like Sisyphus. Congratulations on clearing the game. Woo! 3 hours, 15 minutes, 30 seconds. That's pretty speedy, man. To be fair, I spent the first 30 minutes not even knowing the damn controls. Look, people ask me, do I get sick of playing the Fadian games? Or better yet, do I even enjoy playing them? And the simple answer is fuck no. No, I do not enjoy playing them. Not even a little bit. But there's like a hard to describe sense of, I don't know if it's euphoria or if it's simply relief that I've delusioned myself into believing is euphoria that I get when I actually am done that I don't get playing any other game. Time taken 3 hours, 13 minutes, 17 out of bounds, first clear. Are they saying first clear like there are people who are clearing this game 100 times? The dev of this game's Delulu. My brother in Christ, there are almost no people who are playing this game a second time.
What the is my life?
Today's gonna be a good day. because today we're going to do a bro versus bro against my good pal Squeaks, who honestly I think these days is a bit out of touch with the layman. He's been getting a little rich, you know, getting a little too big for his britches, as some say. So I'm hoping to bring him back down to reality by beating his ass in a bro versus bro and proving I'm the better gamer. Boys, today we're going to find out who the better gamer is, me or Squeaks. But one thing we're missing here, Squeaks buddy, is what the stakes are.
Oh no.
What happens to the loser of today?
Circumcision. Someone just wrote.
You're uncut?
I'm uncut.
The winner circumcises the loser. So
no, we're not going to do a circumcision. No. Okay, I don't want to get an infection again. Okay. Let's do something.
Again?
I have an idea, Ludwig.
Shoot.
Loser not only has to wear a wig for a week, but if someone in their chat mentions it, they can't tell the reason why they're wearing a wig. All you have to say is let personal things be personal. You can't say I lost a bro v bro. You just have to wear it.
The winner gets to pick the wig.
Okay, fine. So for 3 streams, 4 hours minimum.
Yeah.
Isn't that a long stream for you recently? Isn't 4 hours like it's like, you know, like basically your subathon 2.0 now.
Last 30 days, Squeaks, Twitch, he has streamed
Okay,
64
I've been traveling.
hours. Now let's take a look at Ludwig in the past 29 days, and he has streamed 96 hours, which is 32 more hours than Squeaks. Kind of interesting how the math works out here, doesn't it?
Before you guys type Giga Chat or whatever, Ludwig literally vapes. So is that the person you guys want to really Giga Chat? Seriously. No, I didn't. 2 months? Okay, I've been busy. I've been traveling a lot. I've been collabing, you know what I mean?
Can we fucking play our games, bro?
Let's play our games, Ludwig.
Would you rather play on a fun map or a standard map?
I want standard.
Can I ask you another question?
Go ahead, Ludwig.
Who made you so boring?
Then if you want me to choose interesting,
no, it's
then
fine.
say it.
We'll go to
You just want to be no. You just want to be the guy that's like, oh, Squeaks is a piece of shit. Fine. What if I say interesting map?
Is that what you want? I gave you the code.
I'm feeling confident, Ludwig. I feel good now that we're in the freaking map.
Were you nervous?
I was nervous.
Do I make you nervous?
You know, honestly, not at all. Like, not even a little bit. I'm very comfortable. I'm very confident.
I get it. Great. Cool. Shut up.
If I was Ludwig, what would I do? I would probably put a ship on E10. Okay.
Can I tell you a little secret about Battleship? It's not a neutral game.
Uh-oh.
I would argue it's the game I'm the best at because I have a few secrets, including the first one, which is a psychological strat people often shoot where they're scared to be shot.
Ah, but Ludwig, I'm not like the other bro versus bros. You understand? I am 10 fucking steps ahead of you because I knew you were going to say some shit like that. And people will often shoot next to where they're scared of being shot. And that's why kablamo.
Close out of my stream right now. Close out of my stream right now. There's no way.
Ludwig,
Close out of my stream. Close out of my stream.
Steps
what do you
ahead
mean?
Of you. You have no idea what kind of Battleship Pro you're facing against. If I was Ludwig, where would I put the other ship but a mirror? D3. Okay. Why are you placing mines? What does that mean? Okay. You're actually cheating now. What?
I have 3
Ludwig. Kablamo. Oh, and the pieces are on the right. Which means I found the Omega. What?
I don't even think it could have been in that position.
Yes, it could have. If it was the...
I don't think it could have.
The Z block.
Yeah, I don't think the Z faces that way though, right? Like if you just try to line it up in your head. Did it work?
No, shut up.
Do you ever pee but pinch off your foreskin and let it inflate like a balloon?
No. I don't think you should do that, Ludwig.
I didn't say I did it. I was just asking questions. I was trying to make a conversation.
Okay, so that's the L piece. Am I right?
I called the Squeaks piece.
Good one.
Thanks.
Because it's an L?
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes you're like really rude. Do you understand?
What? Check this shit out. How do you like
Go
them
ahead.
apples? Brah, brah, brah. Ooh! Ooh!
Oh no. Alright, this is looking bad for me, isn't it? You're about to find out my secret weapon. Hey, you know what I always say, Lud?
What?
Bazinga.
I give you a hint? E10 was close.
He would never give me a hint. Unless... Surely I don't clutch it. Imagine the story on Dexerto. Ludwig, your piece is right here.
Wait, that was next to his scan. You knew nothing was there.
Oh, because it says 0. So miss on purpose. I didn't understand.
Squeaks, what's your next game?
Oh, Mario 64. Without a doubt. Okay, I see. So you know how all the power-ups work. You're just the best. Ludwig is just the greatest fucking gamer of all time.
Your
Is that what you want to hear?
Not mine. Do you think he'd notice if I cheated?
Hello?
You're back.
He's cheating. He's cheating. Why are people saying that?
I don't know.
He's going to cheat. That's what people are saying. You're a man of integrity, right?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Well, me neither. 3, 2, 1, go. And you hit the reset right now, right, Ludwig?
Reset. I'm pressing start, and my timer has to start too, right?
Your timer has to start on the reset.
Yeah, right when I'm out of the pipe.
Right when you're... Should I open your stream? I don't trust you.
Don't open my stream.
I just don't trust you, Ludwig.
Relax. You're being so weird
I'm
today.
opening your stream.
Stop, dude. Stop. Don't look at me. I literally didn't even shower today. I feel so gross.
You look great, Ludwig.
I appreciate it.
What products do you use in your hair?
Don't worry. We won't need them.
Okay. Why is that? You know, sometimes I put in pomade, you know, just to feel like I'm involved. It's more... Okay. Every good Mario starts with a lactu skip.
Just got through the doors. What about you?
I just got through the doors.
Oh, same time. You think you got it tough? I used to get made fun of for having hair.
What do you mean? No, shut up. No,
I'm being real. They'd call me Wiggy.
Wait, I just missed bomb clip.
Me too. You're good.
Now you're making me nervous.
Dude, relax.
I've never done that before.
Missed palm clip. You've never done that.
Never, not in a million years.
Never in a million years. None of the years have you missed bomb clip.
None of my years being alive.
You know how ridiculous that sounds?
What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Here we go. I miss Canlis. Ludwig, I'm having a terrible
I have not hit
run.
Canlis once.
I am having a terrible run.
I need you to have a good run because I'm having a bad run and I want this to be over with. So...
Don't sew me.
What do you want?
I want focus. Fuck. I missed the cycle.
Are you in the fire sea already?
Yeah. Where are you?
Dire Docks.
Wait, so... Oh, no. I just died in the worst pot. We are caught up. Are you seriously in Dire Docks?
Still, yeah.
I am getting nervous now. He's in HMC?
That's what it's called. Hazy Maze Kid, that's the one.
Oh, what the fuck? You're way far behind.
Shopify really enabled us to go from 0 to 7 figures in our first year.
You can see your inventory, you can see your sales, your metrics, you can see your traffic, your conversion, all in real time and make decisions that affect your day-to-day business.
It is the central hub in which all customer information comes and goes.
It's the easiest to use tool I've ever had.
I'm just got MIPS.
You just got MIPS.
You're ahead of me.
I thought you were in Dire Docks.
I've been lying to you since day dot.
Why are you lying? What the fuck? Ludwig, we're on the same team.
We're literally not. We're literally not.
No, like, let's just have some fun at the end of the day, you know? Maybe you should start a 70-star grind. Wouldn't that be fun? One in chat if you'd watch Ludwig do Mario full time. 70-star grind.
You have 6,000 people. If I woke up to 6,000 people watching me play Mario, I'd kill myself, Squeaks.
Hey, 6,000's a good number. It's not about viewership, Ludwig.
Frankly,
the comment I get the most often across all
Ludwig,
social media platforms is that I look like Gothic. Now, if you don't know, this is Gothic, and it is not me. So I decided that I'd like to give away a really cool and weird guitar pedal to someone who truly believes that I am not Gothic. All you have to do for a chance to win is like this video and comment below.
You said that.
She looks nothing like
No,
Gothic.
you did.
The comment I get the most often across all...
I was just walking around, and you said, hey, Squeaks, you're so lucky. And I said, why?
You were walking around where?
I was just hanging out, you know? And you just walked up to me, and you said, hey, you're so fucking lucky.
You know what? I actually could have beaten you.
I won.
My PB is 1904, I think.
That's crazy. Because I'm about to finish the game. Okay, so that's a dub for little Squeaksy here, huh?
It's a dub for Squeaks. We can go through that goddamn
All
cutscene.
social media platforms is
What?
that I look like Gothic. Now, if you don't know,
Big dub for Squeaks. Get your fucking beers. Get your beers. Get your beers, bitch.
No, it's too early.
Get your beers.
For
Get two of them.
Beerio?
Get two of them right now.
Wait, it's so early. We're
Get
gonna be
your
so
beers,
drunk.
Squeaks. Let's get going.
comment
It's time
I get
to
the
start
most
gaming
often
for
across
real.
all social media
yes,
platforms
sir.
is that I look like Gothic. Now, if you don't know, this is Gothic, and it is not me.
There's no host
so
advantage, is
I decided
there?
that I'd like to give away a really cool
No.
and weird guitar pedal to someone who truly
Don't
believes
giggle.
that I'm not Gothic. All you have to do for a chance
The first
to
thing
win
we have to figure
is
out
like this video.
is with the first map. And what'd you say you wanted to do?
I want Luigi Circuit.
No, be real.
What's wrong with Luigi Circuit?
I don't know. It just seems like a bit of an obvious choice. Seems like what an NPC would pick.
I'm not an NPC. Okay, what? Let's do. What are you gonna pick? Baby Park? What are you talking about?
That's like
What's
the
like a
second
cool-
NPC choice. What? Be real. Like, what do you?
What are you scared of him?
No, I'm not scared. We can do
Okay,
them,
fine,
but
we
it's
can
like a cool map is like Daisy Cruiser, DK Mountain, Yoshi Circuit. You know,
Yeah, but-
Mushroom
okay,
City.
Yoshi Circuit. Yoshi Circuit. Finish.
Did you finish?
No. I'm not good at chugging, Ludwig.
You sound hard of breath.
I am out of breath. I'm crying. How do you use the items? Okay.
Fuck. Wait, what's happening to me? How are you still
I'm
not
the
ahead
one
of
on the
me?
bottom.
Yeah.
I just have to finish the rest of my beer somehow. And I can't,
No, you can't use the chain chomp and then drink.
We're such weasels. You know I'm such a little fuck.
Yeah.
I totally would.
Yeah, your Weasley brain works like my Weasley brain.
Yeah, I know. Fucking aside, if we did this equal, I think I would absolutely destroy you. Oh no, what happened?
What do you mean? I'm still first.
Oh yeah? Check again.
Okay. Alright.
It would have been cool if I beat you.
Yeah, would've.
Don't wait for me, you son of a bitch. Oh, you got scared? I saw the panic in that A press.
I think the best strat is to chug at the beginning. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to chug halfway through the race. Squeaks, can you hear me? Why aren't you responding? Squeaks. Squeaks, I wrote to you, but you haven't replied. Squeaks.
I did it.
You finished it?
I chugged. Yeah.
Oh, then you actually might win this one. Is this the last map?
It is. No, last lap. Are you gonna wait? Let's fucking go! Wait, why did you stop?
Because you're gonna have one more beer. It's gonna make you worse at all the other games.
Oh no. Ludwig.
Game 3 is for everything.
But you have you just open your throat. Okay.
Okay. You know what? Can we restart?
Yeah.
We need to be better at this. Yeah, there it is. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go.
What's your favorite Rainbow Road iteration in all Mario Kart, Slud?
This is my favorite song for sure. All right, come on. Let's go through this without falling once. I think the key's no drifting.
Wait. I've never chugged. Were you a big chug guy in college? Wait, you went to ASU, of course
Yeah,
you were.
we didn't call ourselves chug guys though.
You can tell I wasn't invited to all the cool parties, huh? Lud, what if you drank 2 beers? Do you feel confident in 2 beers versus 1?
No, we're not doing that.
You're scared of drinking an extra beer? Oh no, Ludwig.
Oh, right. Oh,
man, that beer, I feel it.
Yeah, me too. It's not sitting right. It's sitting
No,
heavy.
it's not sitting right at all.
It's sitting heavy right now.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it feels terrible.
So I have to choose between Mario Kart 8 and Lethal League. I
Um,
choose
Yes.
Lethal League.
Watch Wonka on Max today.
Mayor presents Willy Wonka's Wild and Wonderful Wishy-Washy Wonka Walk.
Okay, so basically I'm gonna hit the ball and you hit it back. It's that simple.
Okay.
Are you playing on keyboard? Okay, well, I'm just trying to help you out, Lud.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Looks like I'm starting out with a dub.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose my own game. How are you so? Oh no! Oh no! Ludwig, please. Okay, wait, stop. Wait. Okay, this is a best. This is a best of five.
Five. Okay, 5's fair.
Best of five.
Is fair.
That's
I agree
fine.
with that. Oh, yowzers! Yo,
get fucked.
He's kind of outplaying
Get
me.
absolutely fucked. Oh, how are you? How do you react like that? Oh, you're so happy. It's so annoying. I can just feel it. You're just so excited right now. What the
How did you fuck that up? You should have to do nothing.
Shut up. Dude, just focus on your own game.
Yo!
That's what I'm talking about. Game 2 is your boy Squeaks.
All right, 1-1.
Let's fucking go, man.
1-1.
Game 2 is yours. 1-1. I am going to take this.
Hey.
This has got to be the worst gameplay I've ever seen. Can you ban that guy?
Ban that guy, please.
What's going on in your chat?
Jesus.
Seriously.
Fuck!
Dude, wait, this game is so good. Dude, what the fuck was that? How do you use your ult? How do you use your ult?
I didn't use my ult.
Oh my god,
What
I
the
hate
hell?
that turnaround. This is so bad after beer. Should have done this first. Oh my
Wipe
god,
out! Come on, baby. What? God damn it!
Cooked! Absolutely destroyed.
Dude, what the frick?
Sniped.
What the frick?
Sniped.
This may come as a shock to you all, but I love the hero archetype. When I say that, I don't just mean I love the current iteration of hero, or one specific card, or even a specific instance of the deck in history. I mean I love every single aspect of them. One of my most fond memories of this game was in middle school, desperately trying to make an elemental hero deck work against my friend, who, at the time, was playing the meta gadgets, and I never had a chance there. But I kept trying, because there's something so appealing about these smaller pieces coming together to form larger-than-life heroes. Over the course of the almost 20 years since their inception in the TCG, wow, that makes me feel old just saying it, Hero has had one of the most turbulent rises and falls in the meta of the game compared to almost every other strategy, as the deck has had meta stints in almost every era of the game in some shape or form. Today, we're going to take a deep, long, comprehensive look at the entire competitive history of Hero, and in doing so, I hope some of my love for the deck can rub off on you as well. And as such, we're going to need to go back, all the way back, to the beginning to truly set this stage.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants makes every day a let's dig in day, a take a big bite day, a love my new teeth day. Because a Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
The Lost Millennium has just released. GOAT format, as it would become known in the community, is in full swing, and within its most recent core set lie 4 normal monsters sharing the same 2-word title, Elemental Hero. While archetypes had been experimented with a little in the DM era between Amazonas, Gravekeepers, and the Agents, the concept itself had not fully taken hold for the game yet, with Elemental Hero and Ancient Gear specifically here pushing the concept forward into the mind of the player base. Though the 4 normal monsters seemed weak, there was also a singular fusion monster in the set that seemed to show the direction for these monsters. Combining their strength together, Avion and Burstinatrix could be fused into Flame Wingman, a monster that could actually deal a decent amount of damage to a player if it could land a proper battle destruction. Granted, this was nowhere near feasible in the meta of GOAT control at the time, so for the most part they were completely forgotten about until later that year, when the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dub would premiere in the US and completely re-spark interest in the cards, as they were the cornerstone of the deck used by the main character, Jaden Yuki.
I guess I passed the test. Huh, Teach?
Regardless of their popularity, the Elemental Heroes were in no position to do anything meta-relevant at all, even with the release of more heroes and a new fusion spell concept called Miracle Fusion, which was one of the first spells to allow the usage of the Grave for fusion summons, released alongside Dragon's Mirror, which did the same. However, Elemental Heroes weren't the only heroes to take the spotlight for long. By the release of Enemy of Justice, the Destiny Heroes would be introduced, a series of dark warriors that seemed more focused on a resource game rather than fusion summons, with most of this initial wave appearing quite bad. They were bad. However, there was one that stood out compared to the rest, being Diamond Dude, who could copy the effect of a normal spell by milling it off the top of the deck, gaining that effect without the cost the following turn. While not quite powerful enough on its own to spark innovation yet, his ability to cheat the cost requirements of power spells did hold a lot of potential moving forward, and it would be seen within the next year, as while the two hero archetypes clearly struggled to see any form of relevance, a couple of new pieces for one of them was about to change its status for the foreseeable future. With the release of Duelist Packs Jaden 2 and Aster Phoenix in early 2007, 3 new cards would be injected into the meta, being Card Trooper, Destiny Draw, and Destiny Hero Malicious, and all 3 of these would hold significant impact for the meta of the game itself. With Draw and Malicious though, Destiny Hero would be seen far more seriously as a proper resource engine, with the 2 providing draw power as well as tribute fodder for your Monarch summons, but was still missing that one piece to get the last push in, reliable access to specific Destiny heroes on command. Luckily, a card was about to release to plug that hole, but it wouldn't be a Destiny hero, it was an Elemental hero. Elemental Hero Stratos was an adaptation of the card from the recent GX manga, being either a search for any hero on summon or able to pop back row up to the number of other hero monsters you controlled, not targeting when it did. Nicknamed the Blue Gadget in the community thanks to its similar effect with the Gadget monsters, as well as the ability to search another copy of itself, Stratos would become incredibly sought after on release, despite its limited status on the April 1st ban list. However, though it was supposed to be limited on release, a pretty major oversight happened on its distribution. Due to being distributed through Shonen Jump magazine, they had a tendency to mail out their copies to subscribers roughly a month prior to them appearing on bookstore shelves. As such, anyone who had a Shonen Jump subscription was able to obtain their copy prior to the April 1st limiting of Stratos, and at that time, there were no card legality dates, so once he was in players' hands, all hell broke loose.
And that's how Airblade was made.
Through the consistency of Stratos, a new deck known as Airblade would absolutely terrorize SJC St. Louis using all of the prior release pieces we've talked about. But thanks to Stratos, the consistency doors had been flung open. Through the usage of spells like Monster Gate and Reasoning, turboing through your deck for monsters was a simple task, which in the process would fill your grave with spells like Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. With Blade, you could banish your used copies of Stratos, Diamond Dude, Exiled Force, and Dasher to add it back to hand to use as discard fodder for your other power spells, which in the process would set up massive swing pushes from Dimension Fusion, which in turn, when it brought back Stratos in multiples, would effectively search and nuke back row in massive waves, clearing the path for the kill. This deck would take 3 of the top 8 at St. Louis, but Stratos specifically would find its way into 5 out of the 8 decks, being useful by itself without the Airblade shenanigans. Airblade wouldn't last though, as directly after St. Louis, Stratos was limited as he was supposed to be, but the consistency he brought did still linger in the format in the form of Diamond Dude Turbo, a deck that was effectively a more balanced version of Airblade, placing more focus on cheating the cost requirements of spells using Diamond Dude. Hero would remain in the format almost the entirety of 2007, as DDT held a significant portion of the meta until the discovery and popularity of the Troop Dupe Scoop combo, which led to the creation of Trooper Hero, a deck that aimed to rapidly mill cards using Card Trooper. So naturally, Malicious fit right in to provide the tributes necessary for the new power card of the format, Rise of the Storm Monarch. Around this time too, we'd see both the introduction of a new hero sub-archetype in the Evil Heroes, who would see no relevance for the time being, as well as a rise in another Destiny hero monster by the name of Disc Commander, who, when revived, would draw 2 cards, being notably great in combination with Call and Premature Burial, but could only do so much for the time being with revival options being restricted so heavily. However, a new Monarch-like boss was around the corner, and its synergies with the hero pieces was not about to be ignored. With the release of the GX manga Volume 1 in the US, the TCG received the card Light and Darkness Dragon for the first time, a 2-tribute boss that negated any card that activated while it was on field, dropping its stats by 500 each time. This would immediately find its way into the Rising Perfect Circle Monarchs build that was already being utilized in the metagame with Malicious, but its inclusion would also heavily increase the usage of Disc Commander in the format due to its second effect. If for any reason Lad would die, which mind you would have already taken a lot of resources to accomplish, it would nuke your board and revive any other monster in your graveyard. So by keeping a Disc Commander in grave, it could effectively replace a downed Lad with a Pot of Greed effect. And this would become staple for the deck as it took over the game for the next few months. By February 2008 though, a couple events had happened. For starters, Phantom Darkness would release, bringing Dad Return into the format, a deck that was known for its Tier 0 reign, which the Destiny Hero package would find a home in, and subsequently the semi-limiting of Light and Darkness Dragon and the limiting of Ryza, removing any shot Perfect Circle had of combating this new threat. Dad Return would continue to use the Destiny Hero package though, as would many decks over the coming months, as Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher being able to dump the D heroes directly from deck proved quite synergistic to the strategy, and even another hero would rise up into the meta at the same time. Elemental Hero Prisma was a Duelist Pack 10 promo that dropped in late March 2008, and its ability to reveal a fusion, dump a list of material from deck, and copy its traits was not locked exclusively to the hero fusions, allowing it to also see play in the rapidly rising Gladiator Beast with the release of Light of Destruction and Gazaris in May 2008. This is where Hero would stay for a period of time after, with pieces being slotted into other strategies for their synergies or for ancillary benefits, with one even finding its way onto the ban list with Disc Commander in September 2008. With the beginning of the 5Ds era soon after, Malicious specifically continued to linger on as a combo enabler for most Dad variants. But Hero would hold almost no other relevance until another odd release in the mid-5Ds era, when a card that once again held no relation to the strategy would bring them crashing back into the limelight. It's been a year since the 5Ds era started, and at this stage, we've witnessed the rise and fall of Teledad, the mistake on the format that was Dark Strike Fighter, and at this point, Blackwings and Lightsworn have taken over the format. With the release of Ancient Prophecy, we received a new hero fusion in its imports for the first time in a while, being Elemental Hero Gaia, being unique among the fusions as it didn't require specific materials, just an Elemental Hero and an Earth. These would be the first of what is classified as the Omni-Hero fusions, being 6 fusions of an Elemental Hero and one of the main 6 attributes. And though he wasn't too good at this stage, Gaia's presence would be one that hinted towards a shift in the air. Stardust Overdrive would follow just 2 months later, and in it we'd see an odd piece of support for the Gemini subtype, Gemini Spark, a quick play spell that could tribute a Gemini monster to pop a card and draw one, being uniquely powerful on its own, but Gemini monsters had historically been rather lackluster, with the only noteworthy breakouts being Illblood in zombie format and Gigaplant in certain plant brews. However, a thought process occurred here. What if we had a Gemini that was raw power on its own, had some way to recur itself, and had all of the right features to synergize with some of the best generic cards in the meta? Well, then you'd have a recipe for success. Elemental Hero Neos Alias had released all the way back in Tactical Evolution alongside many other Gemini monsters, but with the release of Spark he would come rocketing to the forefront. He had just about everything the card needed to be good. Solid stats on a level 4 body, being 1900 attack, being an Elemental Hero meant that it was searchable with Stratos and had a backlog of potential synergy cards. He was a light, so you could use him with Honest, the premier battle trick, and most importantly here, in the grave, due to his Gemini nature, he was considered a normal monster, meaning that the trap card Hero Blast could be used to both pop a 1900 or lower monster and return them from grave to hand. This synergy would form the deck known as Hero Beat, and while it wouldn't be meta yet, there was one more release around the corner that would change that. With the release of GX Manga Volume 4 in January 2010, we'd receive the promo Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, the water Omni fusion that gains 500 attack for each other water on the field and nukes the opponent's monsters when it's removed. This would be a massive threat that was easily summonable via Miracle Fusion by utilizing a package of water monsters in a hero centralized deck. But more importantly, Absolute Zero is the only Omni Hero fusion that doesn't require specifically elemental heroes, able to use any hero for it. As such, in addition to the previously mentioned Hero Beat strategy, we'd see the rise in a strategy known as Diva Hero, which aimed to use the various combo enablers like Destiny Hero Malicious and even a member of the much forgotten Evil Hero archetype, Infernal Prodigy, to enable synchro combo plays with Deep Sea Diva, who at this stage had already been mixed with various other strategies such as frogs and zombies, who in turn provides the water for Absolute Zero's summon. Both of these strategies would be rogue-level contenders in the meta for a period after their initial debut, but more so are major strategies even now for retro play in the ever-popular Edison format, both as their standalone variants and also in a combined nature known as Diva Hero Beat, though this particular strategy was not played historically. Though these strategies were quickly drowned out by the shifting meta landscape of Frogs, Infernity, and X-Saber, Hero had one more trick up its sleeve for the era, and with it, the true potential for the strategy would shine through. With the release of GX Manga Volume 6, Elemental Hero The Shining would be released, being the light Omni fusion that gains 300 attack for each banished E-hero and recurs back 2 banished E-heroes when sent to grave. This specifically would be a massive boon for the spiraling Hero Beat, as now you had a monster you could summon with Miracle Fusion using just your alias copies. And to top it all off, it provided a way to get those same alias back to hand later. This would be immediately slotted in, and subsequently, Hero Beat would actually see a substantial growth in its top cut representation following Shining's release, with players even slotting in Snowman Eater as a Raikou-like monster just to fill the water attribute for potentially summoning Absolute Zero, as well as Elemental Hero Ocean as a searchable water target. This little kick would be enough to allow the deck to see play all the way into the new era of the game with the release of Exceeds monsters, falling slowly back down into a rogue level position with the rise of decks like Tengu Plant and Dino Rabbit. However, if there's any point to make so far about Hero, it's that a single card can completely change how the deck is perceived in the metagame, and with the innovation of Exceed summons, it was only a matter of time to see what Hero could do in this new landscape.
To promote 50% off all food, at Dave & Buster's we're knocking out 50% of our name.
With Hydroxycut, reality TV star Heidi Montag shed 22 pounds and got in the best shape of her life. Now you can rock a hardcore body too with the new shredding stack from Hydroxycut. Don't just get fit, get hardcore fit.
The year is now 2012. The Zexal era has started to form some true meta threats in the form of Dino Rabbit, Windup, and Zector and Chaos Dragons, creating an identity of its own. In the wake of these releases, Hero would actually see a substantial amount of new support debut in these early sets. In the first set of the era, Generation Force, we saw 2 new sub-archetypes of Hero appear, being the Vision Heroes, adaptations of Aster's boss monsters from the GX manga, though notably were not really their own standalone archetype at this point, rather generic hero fusions that could use any materials, being Adoration, a 2-material fusion that could drop an opponent's attack by that of another hero's, and Trinity, a 3-material fusion that could boost to 5,000 attack and could attack 3 monsters the turn it summoned, as well as the Masked Heroes, an adaptation of Jaiden's unique heroes from the manga, whose spell Mask Change was effectively able to fusion summon using 1 monster, able to send a hero to grave to summon a same attributed Masked hero from the extra deck, which while an incredible concept, only had the targets of Goka and Vapor, which were, to put bluntly, awful. They also received Nova Master, the Fire Omni fusion, who draws a card when it destroys something in battle, which was unimpactful, and probably the most impactful for the short term, A Hero Lives, a spell that could pay half your life points if you controlled no monsters to summon an E-hero from deck, which held serious potential for Hero Beat specifically thanks to being able to summon Stratos and being immediately able to search alias to normal summon, which in turn opened the door for access to the newly introduced Rank 4 pool. Lastly, Great Tornado would see its release in Legendary Collection 2 in the following months, being the Wind Omni fusion, making it summonable with Stratos, which gave Hero Beat another tool to tinker with, but wouldn't break them out of their rogue level status. With such a focus on Exceeds, with the release of Order of Chaos in January 2012, the Rank 4 pool would see an interesting addition in Blade Armor Ninja, a warrior-locked Rank 4 that could detach to make a ninja attack twice that turn, being intended for ninjas, obviously, but instead, decks like Hero and Six Samurai would gobble it up into their lineups. There was just one issue. Hero didn't really have the ability to swarm at this stage for Exceed summons outside of the odd Hero Lives line, and that still required half of your life points. They needed a more unique approach to solve the Exceed Summon issue to take advantage of this new resource. Luckily for them, it seemed the answer to this was already in their card pool from a long time ago. Elemental Hero Bubble Man, one of the first hero cards released all the way back in Cybernetic Revolution in 05, has the unique ability to special summon itself from hand if you have no other cards in hand. By playing a minimal line of monsters, you could realistically set your opening hand and special summon Bubble Man to use for rank 4 Exceed summons, and Hero specifically was one of the most capable of playing this way. At the time, Hero had a total of 7 spells that could either search or special summon a hero from deck, being 3 copies of E-Call, 3 A Hero Lives, and 1 of the limited Rhoda, meaning that they could get away with playing the bare minimum monster line being 3 Alias, 1 Stratos, and 3 Bubble Man, leaving the remaining 33 cards to be spells and traps. From this innovation, Bubble Beat was born, using many of the same strategies from the previous Hero Beat while trimming the fat of the non-hero pieces. While it might seem foolish to cut these options at first glance, Bubble Man specifically covered the major role that Ocean held for the deck, specifically in that it was a named elemental hero that was also a water for access to Absolute Zero. With the debut of the deck at YCS Toulouse that April, Bubble Beat would remain a fixture in the format for months to come, even gaining new options such as Masked Hero Acid in the Premium Collection tin in March, Escuriado, the Dark Omni Fusion, completing the set as a manga promo in August, and most importantly, Heroic Champion Excalibur and Return of the Duelist the same month, which itself boosted the deck substantially by allowing an easy way to get high attack values and dump its materials for use with Miracle Fusion. It would remain a solid option in the meta right up through Meadowlands format, until it hit the brick wall that many decks at the time hit, Dragon Rulers. By the time of Dragon Ruler's reign ending, the deck unfortunately had just been simply outpaced, leaving it in the dust, with many strategies adapting over the next few months to include the new control tools of hat format like hands, artifacts, and trap tricks, and the blowout that was Soul Charge. With Bubble Beat left behind in the rubble, it would take a massive boon for the strategy to bring them back into the metagame, and though it wouldn't be a full resurgence, a boon was not too far off. It's now 2015 and the Arc 5 era is in full swing.
Secrets of Eternity
has just released, bringing Infernoids, more Qliphort pieces, and a counter to the meta for Tellarknight. With all of this, Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and Qliphort continue to dominate the metagame, having completely upended what the game even is with the beginnings of modern card design. With that, 2 weeks after Secrets of Eternity would be the first structure deck of the year, and learning it was going to be themed to Hero, you know it was going to be something interesting for sure. The Hero Strike structure deck released in late January 2015, and from this, we'd receive another wave of adaptations of Jaiden's unique cards from the GX manga, which very specifically meant support for the Masked Hero sub-archetype. The first, and only new main deck monster, was Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, who searches a change quick play spell on being special summoned and a hero upon being sent to grave, being the cornerstone of this particular release, as by special summoning her, you instantly gain access to a hero search on the following turn, and to the new boss monster of Darklaw, a dark attributed masked hero that provides a blanket Macrocosmos-like effect to the opponent and rips a card out of their hand if they search while he's on field. These two would completely revolutionize the hero strategy on their own, but in addition we also got Form Change, able to tag a masked hero into another of the same level, Mask Change 2, which could mask change any monster for the cost of a discard, and Mask Charge, which recurs a hero and a change spell, all of which would hold their own relevance, with Change 2 being by far the most widely impactful, seeing play in both Shaddoll and Burning Abyss to access Darklaw in those strategies, which was incredibly powerful, facing down so much grave recursion in the era. Hero itself would pivot into the strategy of Masked Hero, which effectively boiled down to Darklaw Turbo, aiming to special summon Shadow Mist by any means, seeing tools like Goblinberg, 10 Goldfish, and Summoner Monk all take cracks at the combo. Unfortunately, despite its burst in popularity, Masked Hero would be relegated to the status of a rogue deck, just like its predecessors, but would see some relevance in the shifting landscape of Necros thanks to removing many of their critical pieces from the playing field by sticking a Darklaw. Regardless, despite numerous regional level tops in the era, Masked Hero wouldn't truly break into the meta here, but that isn't to say they wouldn't have any meta relevance this era. In the latter half of the era, the set Invasion Vengeance would drop, and though it didn't bring any new hero pieces, it would bring one annoyance that would redefine Hero's place in the meta at large.
It's now 2015 and the Arc 5 era is in full swing. Secrets of Eternity has just released, bringing Infernoids, more Qliphort pieces, and a counter to the meta for Tellarknight. With all of this, Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and Qliphort continue to dominate the metagame, having completely revolutionized the hero strategy on their own, but in addition we also got Form Change, able to tag a masked hero into another of the same level, Mask Change 2, which could mask change any monster for the cost of a discard, and Mask Charge, which recurs a hero and a change spell, all of which would hold their own relevance, with Change 2 being by far the most widely impactful, seeing play in both Shaddoll and Burning Abyss to access Darklaw in those strategies, which was incredibly powerful, facing down so much grave recursion in the era. Hero itself would pivot into the strategy of Masked Hero, which effectively boiled down Well, if it isn't froggily amazing. I messed it up!
Totally Awesome was an Aqualocked rank 2 that could tribute itself to negate and destroy anything, then set whatever it is to your field if you desired, recurring a water when sent to grave. While this sounds like it should have absolutely nothing to do with Hero, Bahamut Shark was a waterlocked rank 4 that could detach to summon a rank 3 or lower water exceed, making Toad able to be cheated out onto the board with ease. Because of this, Bubbleman being a water and the previously mentioned 10 Goldfish also being a water, Masked Hero would modify its list into a new strategy known as Totally Hero, a deck whose primary game plan involved utilizing 10 Goldfish to trigger the Shadow Mist Search to access Darklaw, then utilizing it with Bubbleman to access Bahamut and Toad. While it seems clunky, which it absolutely was, a board of Toad and Darklaw was shockingly competent and difficult to play into for the era, leading the deck to be an incredibly popular choice for the time, seeing its first tops at YCS Anaheim 2016 and being a staple fixture of the format at Tier 2 to Tier 3. In that time frame, Hero as an archetype had a bit of a resurgence in support as well, between the New Age Destiny heroes from Aster's appearance in Arc 5, Honest Neos and Duelist Saga providing an in-archetype battle trick, and even the first main deck Vision Hero, being Vision Hero Vion, a monster who, on summon, dumps a hero from deck to grave and can banish a hero in grave to search for polymerization, which while not too useful yet would grow in its utility in the coming years. With that said, eventually the good times came to an end, and with the release of Raging Tempest in May 2017, Zoodiac would descend upon the format and cull the weaker decks to form one of the most dominant Tier 0 landscapes in the game's history, leaving no room for Hero to adapt. With the Master Rule 4 update soon after, Hero would be completely forgotten in the game, needing a lot more attention to do anything even remotely relevant. With the changes under Master Rule 4, Hero suffered massively in the rise of Link summoning. While Hero would see multiple support waves, such as Destiny Hero Dangerous in the Code of the Duelist, Elemental Hero Solid Soldier in the 2015 Megatens, the first Hero Lynx in Wonder Driver and Dread Decimator in Legendary Hero decks, and Cross Crusader and even a fusion from deck spell for Destiny heroes called Fusion Destiny in Dark Neostorm, Hero couldn't shake its primary issue for the time period. It had no ability to both set up a Link monster to provide zones and do its play lines. This issue would be solved with the release of Battles of Legend Heroes Revenge in July 2019, with the adaptation of the remainder of Aster's Vision heroes from the manga, specifically in Ferris, who could discard a hero to summon itself and set a Vision hero in the spell trap zone as a continuous trap, and Increase, who can, as a continuous trap, tribute a hero to summon itself, then special summon a level 4 or lower Vision hero from deck. These two would be able to access Vion, who in turn dumps the hero and searches polymerization, as well as provide link material for one of the extra heroes, all without using your normal summon, which while providing a leg for heroes to stand on in the meta would still leave the strategy as, at most, a random pick for the regional level, beginning their identity as a balls-to-the-wall combo deck. This would only grow in the coming months with releases like Evil Hero Adusted Gold and Malicious Bane, who themselves formed a self-contained package that could tack on a boss to the end of any hero combo provided you have the zone for it. Elemental Hero Sunrise and Liquid Soldier, who provided more combo potential for strategy by providing board swarming, draw power, and a search for Miracle Fusion, while also providing spot removal via Sunrise's effect, and Infernal Devicer, which could search specifically listed materials on hero fusions, which was easily the weakest of the extra heroes but still held combo potential. The streak of mediocrity was soon to end though, as with the removal of the extra monster zone restriction on fusions, heroes were bound to make some kind of a comeback eventually. It would just need that one piece. Little did they know that piece would do a little more than help Hero, it would help literally everything. With the Vrains era coming and going with Hero's relevance about as low as it's ever been in the game's history, things started to pick up a little with the pivot back to the previous rules for fusion monsters. Though Hero was still far weaker than almost everything else in the meta and remained near the bottom of rogue play, it did continue to see smatterings of tops at the regional level through Virtual World, Dragon Link, and Tri-Zoo formats. Something was about to shift in that mindset though with the release of the last core set of 2021, and seeing as it was even named after the Destiny heroes, it was bound to have something.
Oh, shoulda bought Dixie. These weak store brand plates are risky.
Burst of Destiny dropped in November 2021, and initially was cracked open thanks to the meta archetype of Sword Soul being front and center. Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer was a fusion of a level 6 or higher hero and any Destiny Hero monster, able to pop a card you control and any other card on field once per turn, reviving a Destiny Hero in the standby phase of the next turn after it's destroyed. While this obviously would be good for Hero, the talk was around its usage in replacing a then niche tech option for decks named Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which was makeable thanks to the Link Predaplant Verte Anaconda being able to send Red Eyes Fusion from deck to grave to copy the effect, providing a 2-pop and Omni Negate body at the end of a combo line at the cost of 3 bricks in the deck. DPE instead showed an interesting trade-off, in that while its effect was weaker in the short term, it was infinitely reusable thanks to its revive, the bricks you play could actually turn out to be useful once put in the grave, and its spell, Fusion Destiny, didn't lock you until you actually activated it. So unlike Red Eyes Fusion, it wasn't dead if you drew it. These factors all played a part in effectively retiring Dark Dragoon from the format outside of niche applications in decks like Virtual World. And with Sword Soul using it as a pseudo backup plan, DPE's popularity grew fast, seeing Dasher and Celestial also grow in usage due to being the best targets for DPE's summon, with Dasher potentially providing a free summon the next turn, and Celestial being able to convert both into a draw too. Over the following months, the meta would morph into a more combo pile-centric meta with the release of the Adventure package, and as such, a generic boss that could be accessed with any 2-effect monsters grew massively popular, with the DPE package seeing play in just about every deck in the meta, even with Fusion Destiny going to 2 soon after, as Verte didn't care how many copies you played. This would come to a head in May of 2022, when Verte Anaconda would eat a ban on the ban list update, completely killing the DPE engine in most decks, once again relegating the card to hero decks for a period. As for those hero decks though, they did receive one other card back in Burst of Destiny, being Destiny Hero Denier, which could stack a Destiny Hero from deck, grave, or banished on top of the deck when summoned once per turn, and can summon itself from grave if you have Destiny Heroes either on field or engraved once per duel, being effectively a way to recycle your copies of Malicious back into the deck once banished, which did a number of things for the rogue level hero deck, as with now DPE and Denier, you had a boss worth summoning on the first turn reliably aside from Darklaw, who wasn't nearly as reliable to summon. This wouldn't be the last support for Hero, as we'd also receive a couple of more waves, some larger in scope than others. The first was in Power of the Elements in August of 2022, being a wave of Neo support that aimed to get to the new boss of Shining Neos Wingman, a fusion of Neos and a Wingman fusion that pops cards on field on summon up to the number of attributes of heroes you control, can't be destroyed by card effects, gains 300 for each hero in grave, and burns the opponent for the attack of any monster it destroys in battle, which while notably powerful was next to unplayable due to requiring effectively the original Flame Wingman, which itself was completely unplayable. Maze of Memories in March 2023 would bring another singular card in Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, a fusion of an Elemental Hero fusion and one or more warriors. Gaining 300 for each material used, can attack up to the number of fusion monsters used to summon it, destroys anything it battles, and burns for that monster's attack, and if destroyed, summons a warrior from deck. While this looks like just another situational OTK pusher for the strategy, Wake Up actually solved a couple of major issues at the time. The ability to play into Nibiru better and reliable access to Darklaw. It was an open secret for the longest time that the easiest way to beat a hero player was to simply hold Nibiru until the end of their combo. But with Wake Up's release, that became false, as if you did, the hero player could then still combo off as the final piece of their line could be performed in the end phase. Through a number of combos, you could build up a board of both Wake Up and DPE, who could pop both itself and Wake Up in the end phase, triggering Wake Up's summon effect and his own revive effect, with Wake Up summoning Shadow Mist, who would then search Mass Change, which could be activated immediately to access Darklaw. Once again, this would not boost them out of the rogue range, but it was notable as an extreme power boost for the strategy, similar to their most recent card at the time of writing this, being Elemental Hero Flame Wingman Infernal Rage, from Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge in June 2023. Infernal Rage could, on summon, search a favorite card from deck, and could, if summoned using a normal monster, tribute itself to summon an Elemental Hero fusion from the extra deck. While it seems like just another piece to weave into combos, it actually did one thing major to boost heroes a ton. it was a good Wingman fusion. By searching for favorite contact with this summon, Infernal Rage could be fused with Neos now on the opponent's turn to make Shining Neos Wingman as a piece of interruption, which would be seen at the national level with a top 32 finish at the NAWCQ in 2023, though would still be considered a rogue option, being currently the last premier top of Hero. Which brings us to today. As of the writing of this video, there are currently no planned waves of support for the various Hero sub-archetypes, but realistically, there's bound to be something in the coming year. If there's one thing I know, it is that until Yu-Gi-Oh! As a game ceases to exist, there are some strategies that will just continue to get more and more support, being that of Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, and Hero, as they really are the most popular monster series in the game's history off the back of nostalgia alone. Hopefully with the next wave, we can see Hero reclaim the spotlight they once held so proudly, but I'm not holding my breath. Editor's note, Malicious is at 3! A huge shout out to my Dark Law level patrons, Dammit Marco, Jukes, NTB YGO, Otaku GamerX, Prinrin, Ryza339, and Takami. As we exited the 5Ds era, the meta had seemingly focused itself. Reborn Tenku had become the face of the format, being able to replace itself easily when removed from the field, making it prime synchro material. In addition to this, many other decks were on the cusp of viability, such as TG Stun, Gravekeeper, and Agents, with many others waiting in the wing. This would lead into the first set of the Zexal era, and though its shakeups wouldn't be as impactful as the Duelist Genesis before it, it was about to set the stage for a fan-favorite format. Generation Force. Release date, August 16th, 2011. Set type, Core Set. Major strategies, Wind Up, Hero, Exceeds. Impact, playing the new era safe. Generation Force would be the official start of the Zexal era of Yu-Gi-Oh! And similarly to Duelist Genesis before it, it aimed to introduce power players into the format to kick off the new Exceed mechanic in full. But notably, the initial wave it brought would be significantly weaker than Synchros before them, as Konami didn't want a repeat of the Teledad situation all over again. In the initial wave of generic Exceeds, we received Teledad situation all over again. As Konami didn't want a repeat of the Teledad situation all over again. In the initial wave of generic Exceeds, we received number 17 Leviathan Dragon, a rank 3 that can detach a material to gain 500 attack, but can't attack directly if it has no materials. Levier the Sea Dragon, a rank 3 that can detach a material to summon a banished monster once per turn. Tiras, Keeper of Genesis, a rank 5 that destroys a card on field at the end of the battle phase if it battled and can't be destroyed by card effects, losing these effects if it's out of materials, detaching one at the end of your end phase. And Adrius, Keeper of Armageddon, a TCG exclusive rank 5 that could detach a material to pop a face-up card on field once per turn. These cards, while solid for an introduction, were notably weaker than the intro wave of Synchros, primarily with the two most useful power pushes being locked in the rank 5 pool, which was harder to access, but the Exceed pool was still a solid starting point, with all finding use in the meta. Wind Up would be the premier Exceed archetype pushed here, being a series of monsters that could only use their effects once while on field each, with Magician summoning a Wind Up from deck if a Wind Up used an effect, Juggler able to destroy a card at battles after damage calculation, Zen Meister, a rank 4 that gains 300 attack for each material it has and can detach one to flip a monster down until the end phase, either able to stun a monster the opponent has to clear it or reset a Wind Up effect, and Factory, adding a Wind Up from deck to hand once per turn when a Wind Up effect is used. While not great now, Wind Up would gain more and more support over the coming sets to rise into their place in the meta, though it was clearly going to take some time, as the most useful piece right now was Zen Meister, being a generic rank 4 for other decks to utilize. Moving into more one-off pieces, Goblinberg would be a swarm tool for various decks, able to special summon a level 4 or lower from hand, then swap itself into defense mode, being useful, but notably would cause some effects to miss timing due to the defense swap after the summon. Wonder Wand could equip onto any spellcaster, boosting its attack by 500, but more notably able to send itself and the monster to grave to draw 2, being a decent draw tool for various spellcaster-focused decks. Surface could special summon a level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua from grave, being useful for some frog and fish OTK builds as an extension piece. Moving into the TCG exclusives, Sea Lancer was an interesting card that could once while on field equip as many banished fish, sea serpent, and aqua monsters to it as possible, gaining 1000 attack while having a monster equipped this way and able to prevent destruction by sending one equipped to grave. Sea Lancer would see experimentation alongside the Frog engine thanks to Ronin Totem banishing various aqua monsters to summon itself, giving Lancer a monster to tribute over to summon and a target to equip on, spawning the rogue deck of Sea Lancer frogs this way. Orient Dragon was a level 6 synchro that, on summon, banishes a synchro the opponent controls, being an odd counter choice for extra decks. Lastly are the OCG imports, which would mostly be focused on importing a series of hero cards, all adaptations from the GX manga, being Aster's Vision Heroes Trinity and Adoration, generic fusions of 2 or 3 heroes with Adoration able to drop an opponent's attack by the attack of another hero you control, and Trinity doubling its attack the turn it's summoned, unable to attack directly, but able to attack 3 times on monsters in a turn, Elemental Hero Nova Master, the Fire Attribute Omni Hero, able to draw a card if it destroys a monster in battle, the Masked Heroes, being a series of fusions summonable by using the spell Mask Change on a hero of their attribute, with the only targets here being Goka, a fire target that gains 100 attack for each hero in grave, and Vapor, who can't be destroyed by card effects, and a Hero Lives, which pays half your life points while you control no monsters to summon an elemental hero from deck. While Hero would get a massive wave here, none of these cards would make Hero in the meta any more playable, but it would plant the seeds for potential in the future with new hero support focuses. The last OCG import here was Steel Swarm Roach, an Exceed for the upcoming Hidden Arsenal archetype that could detach a material to negate the inherent special summon of a level 5 or higher monster, being useful for stopping synchro spam strategies. Directly following this release would be the first wave of Collectible Tins 2011, which in addition to their easy access reprints of Leviathan and Zenmeister would be the first yearly collectible tins to also bring promos, with notable reprints in here being Beast King Barbaros, Stygian Street Patrol, Pot of Duality, Archlord Christia, and Elemental Hero Gaia, with Duality specifically being a massive reprint here due to the price of the meta staple at this stage. The ban list would also be updated here on September 1st, and a massive set of changes would come with this particular list. Newly banned were Fishborg Blaster, Mindmaster, Giant Trunade, and Royal Oppression, with both Fishborg and Mindmaster being linked to OTKs, with one clearly being better than the other in that regard, Giant Trunade being a bit too powerful for game pushes, and Royal Oppression being a thorn in the side of the meta for some time. Newly limited were BLS, releasing from the ban section as a massive boon to the meta, Debris Dragon, Formula Synchron, Shien, Lone Fire Blossom, Hyper Librarian, Trishula, Heavy Storm, Pot of Avarice, Primal Seed, and Sheen Smoke Signal, being a large culling wave for many of the synchro spam strategies in the format. Newly semi-limited were Deloran, yet again, Necrogardna, Summoner Monk, Tragodia, Destiny Draw, Swords of Revealing Light, Call the Haunted, and Mind Crush. Lastly, unbanned here was Judgment Dragon, Spirit Reaper, Megamorph, MST, Overload Fusion, Gravity Bind, and Icarus Attack, being a large cleanup wave. This ban list was a massive kneecap to the various synchro spamming strategies of the last format, limiting the copies of Formula, Librarian, and Trishula, making them far less potent. But BLS specifically coming to limited here would be an extremely interesting move, as with various decks already playing light pieces alongside Tour Guide, BLS was just effectively a free boss monster in the format. This would lay the groundwork for what is now known as Tengu Plant format, with YCS Ecuador being the first testing grounds of the new meta, being held just over 2 weeks later on September 17th. And though we don't know a lot about this event, we do know that BLS specifically would find its way into 3 of the top 4 decks, including the winning TG agent list by Gallo Orbea, who mixed the recursive bodies of the TG monsters with agents to both make quick synchro pushes but also set up Christia and Hyperion follow-ups. YCS Toronto would happen the same day, and it would paint a clear picture that Synchro Plant had not been slowed down at all by the new ban list, with Agent seeing a massive surge in popularity with the unban of BLS. Doppel Synchron would see a top spot here following its World Championship performance, with Junk and Doppel both providing dark names engraved for Chaos Sorcerer and BLS pushes on top of their synchro lines. Nordic would see a single top spot here, sporting the Nordic Beast line specifically, able to access level 7s and 10s easily on top of providing light names for BLS, which if it wasn't clear yet was the big focus of this particular event. BLS was everywhere. Karakuri would see two tops here thanks to Komachi providing extra swarming to the strategy, being searchable with Gen X Neutron 2 for added synergies, but also being one of the first decks in the format to utilize Fiendish Chain, which was quickly becoming more and more popular moving deeper into the Zexal era. As previously mentioned, Agents had adapted their list to make room for more darks to enable BLS lines, specifically in Tour Guide, who enabled rank 3 lines for the strategy, with Leviair being particularly useful to recurrent agent you banish to summon Hyperion. Billy Break would take the event with Synchro Plant, similarly adding in Tour Guide to the deck to enable rank 3 lines as well as BLS access. Lastly, for this massive block of updates would be the Generation 4 Special Edition, which notably reprinted Absolute Zero for EU access, which in a way would set the stage for the following set to reprint more cards of the GX era to the masses.
If I feel good on my board, then I feel like I can do anything.
I want to feel
Legendary Collection 2, The Duel Academy Years. Release date, October 4th, 2011. Set type, reprint set. Major strategies, the various strategies of GX characters. Impact, many reprints, many impactful. Legendary Collection 2 was the second Legendary Collection set, with the first being released the year prior, but literally just being a rerun of 6 DM era sets, it was not really worth covering at the time. This time, however, rather than just doing a rerun of GX era sets, the Duel Academy Years did something revolutionary by building its own massive mega pack, in which various cards used by various GX characters between the anime and manga as well as a few reprints for cards not specifically used by characters were included, being one of the largest sets ever released at the time, coming in just behind Dark Revelation 1 by 6 cards. These cards included Jaden's reprints, being Card Trooper, Neospatian Grand Mole, Elemental Hero Stratos, Ocean, Neos Alias, Prisma, Necrogardna, Gallus the Star Beast, Dandelion, Miracle Fusion, E-Emergency Call, Instant Fusion, Super Poly, Hero Blast, and Thunder King Ryo. Aster's reprints, being Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, Malicious, Disc Commander, and Destiny Draw. Zane's reprints, being Cyber Dragon, Cyber Valley, Chimera Tech Overdragon, Overload Fusion, and Future Fusion. Chaz's reprints, being Dark End Dragon and Light End Dragon, no, there is absolutely no time. Bastion's reprints, being Hydrogeddon and Mizuki, and other various reprints, being Phantom of Chaos, System Down, Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos, Dimensional Prison, DD Survivor, Banisher of the Radiance, Grandmaster of the Six Samurai, Gateway of the Six, Double-Edged Sword Technique, DD Crow, Gladiator Beast Murmillo, Bestiari, Laquari, Haplomus, Test Tiger, Darius, Equest, Heraclinos, Proving Grounds, and War Chariot, and Lightsworn Jane, Garoth, Lumina, Wolf, Arcus, and Judgment Dragon. Needless to say, this was one of the biggest reprint sets with relevant reprints ever at this particular stage, but with the only relevant change happening here being the release of Gallus the Star Beast to the Americas. However, a change was on the horizon, as the next structure deck would once again introduce a powerhouse to the format, following an unwritten rule of structure decks at this stage that anytime a light structure deck is released, a dark one isn't far behind. Gates of the Underworld. Release date, October 18th, 2011. Set type, structure deck. Major strategies, Dark World. Impact, expected powerhouse, massive flop. Gates of the Underworld would be a massive wave of legacy support, once again, this time aimed at the GX era archetype of Dark Worlds, providing them with more tools and an actual endgame boss. These included Snow, who searched a Dark World card when discarded, Ceruli, who summoned itself to the opponent's field when discarded, making you discard another card, which triggers the secondary effect of Dark World monsters, Gates of Dark World, a field spell that can banish a fiend from grave to discard a fiend and draw a card once per turn, and Grapha, who pops a card when discarded and can bounce a Dark World on field to hand to special summon itself from grave. This wave would bring Dark World into the public mindset in a major way, making it one of the most popular decks on release both due to its power and its affordability, as the structure reprinted almost everything you'd need for the deck outside of Tour Guide. This popularity would, in turn, completely ruin the deck's viability for two major reasons, those being the sideboard hate for it and various forms of anti-dark cards being easy to side, in addition to the mirror match being absolutely atrocious, as your reciprocal discard tools will trigger the second effect of any of your opponent's Dark World monsters, leaving the deck in an odd position in the meta at large. Reprints here included Brow, Beige, Silva, Gold, Tragodia, Sangan, Battle Fader, Dealings, Allure, Card Destruction, Terraforming, Deck Dev, Eradicator, Mind Crush, Escape from the Dark Dimension, and Dark Bribe, which was an exceedingly generous reprint pool for the strategy. YCS Columbus would take place 4 days later, and with it, Dark World would fail to clear into the top 32. Though granted, because of our limited coverage of events from this period, we only know 18 of the top 32 decks, as Konami's coverage was a good bit lacking at the time, labeling any deck that aimed to Synchro Summon as Synchro Summon for their deck type. For the strategies we do at least know, Monster Mash was an offshoot of TG Agents in this regard, a strategy that aimed to summon Gallus the Starbeast with its effect to bounce it back with Genex ally Birdman to do it again. This would be a different deck from the eventual Gallus FTK that was discovered, simply using Gallus as an extension piece for now, but weirdly still played spells rather than being all monsters, which kind of defeats the purpose of the Monster Mash deck itself. Billy Brake would win this event too with Synchro Plant, just like he had in Toronto the month prior, marking himself as one of the players to follow for the upcoming formats. Following this was the second wave of the Collectible Tins 2011, bringing more reprints in the promo slots with Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, Guardian Yados, Malefic Stardust Dragon, Solemn Warning, Aaron, Lightsworn Monk, and XX Saber Dark Soul, with Warning being of great value reprint, Malefic Stardust now being legal for the EU, and Dark Soul getting a printing with problem-solving card text, which in turn clarified its effect as only activating once in a turn, finally putting the issue to bed. This would lead into the last core set of the year, and while massive changes were in store from it, I don't think people were quite expecting what was going to be the breakout hit from it. Photon Shockwave. Release date, November 15th, 2011. Set type, Core Set. Major strategies, Photon, Evol, Wind Up. Impact, a fluffy little menace on the format. Photon Shockwave was the final core set of 2011 and the second core set of the Zexal era. And as such, many expected a major boost to generic Exceeds to truly get the ball rolling for the era. Instead, Photon Shockwave focused on a couple of key archetypes here to start up new strategies for the era instead, isolating their power plays to the archetypes themselves. The first of these was Photon, a series of monsters focused on summoning 2,000 attack monsters to quickly summon Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, a boss that can special summon itself from hand by tributing 2 monsters with 2,000 or more attack, able to banish itself and the opponent's monster it battles until the end of the battle phase, then gaining attack if the monster was an Exceed and the effect attached it to materials. In Archetype, they gain tools like Photon Lead, which special summons a light monster from hand, and Photon Saber Tiger, a TCG exclusive that, when summoned, searched another copy, dropping its attack by 800 if it's the only Saber Tiger on field. Photon would do absolutely nothing from here, leaving Galaxy Eyes a bit stranded for the time being. Evol was a new archetype of reptiles, dinosaurs, and dragons, having the reptiles evolve into the dinosaurs with their effects, and the dinosaurs evolve into the dragon Exceeds by overlaying them with each other. Bringing Evotile Westlow, who summons an Evilsar from deck on flip, Evilsar Serato, who boosts its attack and can search an Evotile when it destroys a monster in battle if it was summoned by an Evotile effect, Evolzar Logia, a dino-locked rank 4 that can detach 2 materials to negate a spell, trap, or inherent summon, destroying it, and Evolzar Dolka, a TCG-exclusive dino-locked rank 4 that can detach 1 material to negate a monster effect, destroying it. Evol as an archetype would completely flop on release here, but Logia and Dolka would see play outside of it with another card in this set, which we'll talk about soon. Wind Up received its second wave of support here in Hunter, who could tribute another Wind Up to rip a card from the opponent's hand, Kitten, who could bounce a monster, and Rabbit, a TCG exclusive who could banish a wind-up until your next standby phase on a quick effect, and Zenmaines, a rank 3 that could prevent its own destruction by detaching a material, destroying a card on field in the end phase if this effect was used that turn. Windup was clearly headed in the right direction